Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I am tackling these tartan eyes because I pulled it out of my little idea pot. I'm going to show you me pulling it out of the pot in just a second so you know I've not just chose something. I actually literally have a jar and I'll show you it. I mean, there's no point describing it. You're about to see it real quick. You got any ideas to add to it, just let me know. Hey lovelies, so the way that I'm choosing how I'm doing my looks at the moment is I bought this little thing, it's just from Poundland, and I got all of these post-it notes and I wrote different looks on it, different ideas for what I could do, because sometimes I come on, I'm like, I don't want to do something, but I don't actually have something firmly set in my mind. I just kind of want to mess around and practice doing makeup and practice presenting and things like that. That's the whole purpose of my channel, to be honest. So I'm just going to choose one from the top. And I'm going to open it and we're going to see together, please excuse my handwriting, what I'm going to do today. I cannot read that backwards, that's appalling. Tartan eyes. So today I am going to try and do tartan eyes. Okay. Nothing wrong with a bit of a challenge. I don't actually have any of the liquid liners, you know, the pigments you can get that are water activated. I had a few but I sold them because my life is a riot and I can't afford to keep all of the makeup that I have at the moment because I have literally no income coming in. As of yesterday, I'm officially made redundant and I'm not getting very far, unfortunately, in terms of jobs and interviews. Some places I'm not getting interviews at all, other places I'm going for interview and I've not really heard anything back just yet. So I mean, knock on wood, is that what you do? Something, fingers crossed, I don't know. Either way, I hope things start to look up because I really don't like not having a job and it's a bit of a stressful time for everyone. So I hope that everyone else who's in that situation, I hope you're doing okay. Please check in with your mental health and self-care. In the meantime, if you want to watch me do tartan eyes, stay tuned. I'm just going to go and get my stuff together and we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I've decided my inspiration is going to be this here. This is the tartan I'm going to use. Do like a full shape first in the red. I'm going to use my 24A Artist Pass palette, and because I don't have anything else that's got red in it, I'm going to use my Styl London. This is the Velvet Touch in Dazzle, and I'm going to start off, I am going to use the Morphe X Saweetie brushes as well. So I'm going to start off with the little palette with the Styl London and use this red to create my base. The issue that you would have with this, depending on what products you're going to be using, is that it can be quite hard to put colour on top of the red once you've done the base. Because I've got quite hooded eyes, I am going to take it up a little bit into my hood, I guess. I don't know what it is, but towards my bright bone basically, so that I've got more space to create the design and the desired effect. Because I only have thicker brushes, I don't have a really thin eyeliner brush, and I don't have all of these as either pigments or liquid liners, because that would obviously be really a lot easier to do this kind of style. I'm going to go ahead and make it quite big, and I'm going to anticipate that the lines are going to be quite thick. If I've been paying more attention to this, you do actually get really good control with this brush so that you can create a really good shape. I'll just see if I can fix it. How do I feel about that? Yeah, actually I feel quite good about that. I'm going to cover a little more in some of the areas because I know that this centre bit is going to be just solid red. I'm not going to be adding anything to it. My lines are going to be, I mean, it crosses over a little bit, but I do want that red to be super intense. I don't want to lose that or it to fade down to like a pinky shade, because there's not a pink based tartan. That would be a plaid. Will I do both eyes at the same time? Yeah, why not? So let me try and do the same on my other eye as well. This is a bit where my skills let me down because obviously I'm not a makeup artist, I'm just someone who quite likes to play with makeup. And my face isn't even, so I'm not entirely sure how you make it appear even. Like if your subject's face isn't even. But that is a skill I'll learn, I suppose, if I go to school to do this. Which I probably won't, given that coronavirus is making it very difficult for makeup artists at the moment. So it's not like they need more competition, or that I would even be able to stand out as competition, let's face it, against people who've been doing it for years and who'll have better understanding. Plus I wouldn't want to take the business away from them, to be honest. I think it's been a tough time for everyone. don't know why this feels like it's going on quite orangey now. Am I going mad? Can anyone else see that? Feels like it's a little bit orangey undertones. So with the first one, first eye, I seem to have gone a bit further up here and more of a wave out. So I'm just going to try and bring that up just a little bit. And I think you need a bit more of an upward flick and out over here to get that same look. Are they sisters? Are they friends? Did they even go to the same school? This definitely seems like it should be higher. Still maintain that flick. Oh, too flicky now. That's okay because I still need to go up. And that's where okay, in the mirror this looks a bit closer now. How are you looking here? Yeah, it looks like that one's more intense now to me in there. But if I actually look, don't know. I do not know. That is the same. I think I just have a squint face. I'll be honest with you. I think I have a squint face. And I'm just going to plow on ahead because this really is just a bit fun. It's not like I'm going anywhere. It's like a Burns night or something like that. It's literally just me messing around with makeup, picking out something and trying to do something creative. So I'm going to try and be less anal about it. It doesn't matter. It's makeup. You're trying to have fun. Chill. Okay. So what I want to do is imitate the lines in this. And if I take a look, I think this is a bit that I'd quite like to imitate. So I want my crossover kind of like here. I want 3 lines here and probably 2 here to try and imitate some of the spacing. And that means that I should have, if I'm taking it like this bit, 1, 2, 3, 4 white lines. For the white, I'm actually being a bit cheeky because I'm using something else and I didn't tell you it was. This is a Body M pot. I have no idea what colour it is. Like, I have had this so long that it's completely lost all evidence of what it is. But I know it's Body M. And I've used it absolutely minimally. But it's, I'll show you the shades. And maybe you'll be able to sort of recognise it in a store. This is the shade. So it looks like a pearlescent sort of white shade, possibly with slightly silvery undertones. But it's not. It doesn't look blatantly silver, it looks blatantly white, if that makes sense, like a shiny white. So I want to do lines with that. The struggle that I'm going to have is because I don't have an eyeliner brush specifically. I was going to use my Carter Beauty gel liner brush, but it doesn't quite pick up as much of the product as I'd like. Do you know what? I actually think that I'm going to go ahead and get, I've got a liner that I got to go with glitter stuff and it might work with this, so one wee sec. Okay, so I couldn't find the liquid liner stuff that I was looking for. It was basically just a clear gel liner and you're supposed to add it to glitter pigment and so you can create your own glitter liner. I have no idea where I got the kit from, but I'd never used it, so I figured that it was still worth, but not if I can't find it. So I'm going to use my NYX glitter primer. It's my favourite glitter primer, and I'm going to use the brush from the Carter Beauty just to try and thin the lines down a tiny bit. I'm already pretty convinced that I'm not going to be able to do a great job with that because it's a different texture from what I'm used to working with. But I'm going to give it a try because there's no harm, and until you try you never know. So I'm literally just using the back of my hand to try and sit it down in a way that makes sense rather than just applying like an absolute gloop. Watch me use my thumb like it's like a baseboard. Because this is the side you'll be able to see clearer, I'll go ahead and do it on this one first. Right, so before these go ahead and dry, because I can feel they're already getting tacky, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get my white to stick quite nicely to that. Oh my god. I did the tap. I've never done a tap before, but then right there I needed to tap. Because I'm trying to put as much on as I can to try and imitate the line, like if you're a bit more patient, I'm sure that it would actually go on without any more fallout. I think that's not a bad start. I've never done this type of eye look before. And I'm a bit gassed, to be honest. I'm a bit gassed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make my blue line. I'm going to just go ahead and continue to use this. look at you, you're so pretty. Look at that blue. So I've got my blue on. I'm going to wipe my brush because I can feel it's getting tacky because obviously it had the glue on it. And the yellow that I was going to use, so I can either use it in Under the Sun, which is here, or I've got a little liquid liner, but I can't even see that right now, so let's just go back to doing a bit of glue and I'll use the colour that's in the palette, and then that way at least if anyone is trying to imitate it, which I highly doubt they will, but if anyone ever does try and imitate it, if they've got this palette, it's quite straightforward. Bar the red. I was trying to hold on to the brush, so it's definitely tacky enough for it to stick, but it does seem like the yellow shade just needs a little bit more of the product than the blue did. I'm just trying to be careful not to get it off of my line, because the last thing I want it to do is blend and create like an orange side off to the orange colour even, sorry, off to the sides, because that'll ruin the whole effect. Then back to blue. I've still got my black lines, but I'm going to do that in the form of a liner, just a liquid eyeliner I think, just because it's easier. Okay, so I'm back to a white one, and the white one is the crossover one. So here's where I need to be careful again for my fallout. I'm going to lean. Oh. Okay, so I need to fix the lines there. It's just a bit heavy-handed. Listen, I don't hate it. I don't think it's the best job anyone's ever done, but I do not hate it. Given that I don't really do stuff like this very often, I'm quite happy with how that's looking. Am I happy? Yeah. I've went a wee bit too across with that line and not as much with this line, so let's just see if I can even her out so it looks more like it's the slant. Yeah, that's already a bit better. And then I just want to add my black. So I've got two options for adding my black. I can go ahead and use this here, which usually gives me really good control, but I've not used it too often over a powder. Or I could use a normal black liner. I think because this gives me less control, it's going to sound daft, but bear with me. I'm going to use it because it gives me a wee bit less control because my lines aren't flawless for the other ones. If I go ahead and put my black on using my normal liquid liner, it's going to be an absolutely flawless line because it's going to be so easy to apply. So what I'm trying to do is just do little ridges here, because if I look at the scrunchie, which I don't know if I've done with it, I appear to have dropped. Oh no, I've not. I've set it here. You'll see that it's like little lines through it. It's not just a solid. So I'm going to do the wee lines, the wee dashes first. I kind of like it, I really do. What I'm going to do as well is just try and bring out a line here, just to do a wee eye flick, because I love a wee eye flick. I feel like I've got away with that. Just do along my lash line. Do I want to take it out further? That's my only question. Like, do I want to take it out like it is another cross? Well, first thing I want to do is see if I can replicate it on the other eye and see how it looks with everything done. Maybe neaten up. It's this yellow is the only bit that's really getting me. If I apply a bit more, I don't know if it's gonna... we go. Not too bad. The blue seems to be staying and it's quite happy to stay, but the yellow, even though it's from the same palette, is absolutely crumbling and the colour's just not as intense. Like it seems to oxidize, which is really strange. I can't say I've ever said that about an eyeshadow before. Right, I'm going to go over everything just a little bit, neaten it up if I can. I'm going to do that off cam and make this girl match if I can. And I'll be back. Okay, so they're not twins. They maybe went to the same school. Working out how I'm going to finish underneath, and I think I am just going to use the red shade. And I realised I hadn't done that in the first eye, so it'd be a bit cheeky to just throw it on the second. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I was kind of wondering if I should blend it into the yellowy shade. That's kind of where I was leaning to, even though there's no blend like basically anywhere else in this eye. I do just have like the line underneath of my liner, and like the whole point of this eye is non-blendy. Yeah, I'm gonna do a blend. I feel like every eye needs a bit of a blend. This yellow is really letting me down. So it's the Under the Sun shade, and like, do look how much I've got on this brush, and it still just seems like I've got nothing going on there. Right, well that was underwhelming. I'm going to go back to my idea of just doing red right underneath, which you wouldn't usually do. Obviously red usually makes eyes look sore. So it's a colour that we shy away from. And I'm going to do a little internal bit of silver, more of this sort of whitey pearlescent shade. To be honest, I can be a wee bit messy with this because I've not done the rest of my makeup yet, and obviously you can fix it up as you're doing that. So for doing my little internal, so your inner corner, there is a brush that you actually get specifically for that that comes in this kit. And it looks like this. So it's like a little circle point, and it's just great for getting in that little bit of your eye. So I'm going to do that makeup artsy thing that people do, where you put it on, because it's a loose pigment, you just tap the brush off because you've got far too much product on there, and you want it so that you can see it, but that it's not like clumps clinging to the top, because that's when you're going to get the most fallout. And then I'm literally just dabbing it in that corner, and if you need to put on a little bit more, you can. Like, there's nothing stopping you from going back in. It's just literally just to prevent any fallout that you tap off your brush. I've seen people making fun of that quite a lot lately, but if you do your eyes without it, you're going to look daft. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is just do my lashes. I think I'm just going to put on mascara, do my contour, concealer, all the rest of my face like I normally would, and come back and show you what the finished look is going to be like, all as a one. I'm quite happy just for something that I was just messing around on. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look. I kind of love it. I'm tempted to take my hair out, but I'm going out tomorrow, and it would be better if my hair is obviously like beautiful curls then. So I don't want to take it out just for a video online or just for a TikTok, when I'll be out tomorrow and I can do like something bougie and beautiful then. But yeah, no, I really like the finish of the two together. This is the Platinum Blonde. This is my original inspiration, just to bring it back. But this is the Platinum Blonde by Charlotte Tilbury, layered with a gloss, just to give it a bit of depth, a bit more finish, which I just really like. It was a bit light before. I hope you liked this anyway. I hope you like watching me do this today and didn't mind my nattering and like not being sure and whatever. But if you did like it, you can give me a thumbs up down below. If you're interested in seeing more from me, then definitely hit that subscribe button, and any comments, like if you guys have tried this, any tips for how I could do it better, any ideas to add to my idea jar, any of the above or below, you know where to leave them. So go ahead and leave me a comment, and thanks very much for watching, but most importantly, have a lovely day.